Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Drew Bentley here with Learn Guitar with Drew, and today we're going to be taking a look at the classic song Sunshine of Your Love by The Cream. But first, thank you so much for supporting what I'm doing here at this channel. Please hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. Also, in the comment section down below, you'll find links for my websites and other guitar resources. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and dive in here and take a look at how to play this song. Start on the 12th fret of the D string. And we're simply going to go 12, 12, 10, 12. And then jump down to the A string. Play 12, 11, 10. So that's 12, 12, 10, 12, 12, 11, 10 with adjacent fingers. Shift down to the 8th position, 2 frets lower. And play low E10, A8, low E10. So third finger, first finger, third finger. So it sounds like this slowly. Okay, so the next phrase the end of it changes and flips around. So this is called call and response. It's a question answer, which is really important in music. So if I play this one, I'm going to answer it with, it's kind of like, how you doing? I'm good, how are you? Kind of a conversation. But as musicians, we get to have a conversation with ourselves, which is really cool because we get paid to talk to ourselves, and that's pretty awesome. Anyways, so that's the first phrase. That's the second phrase. Now let's take a look at the note treatment here. These first notes are standard notes. I call it like Morse code, dash, dash. I like to think of it as kind of handing a baton off to the next runner in the race. It's a smooth transition of notes. Just these guys here are the Elmer Fudd notes, like sneaking up on Bugs Bunny. Womp, womp, womp. This technique is accomplished by playing the note and then letting go of the pressure, playing the next note, letting go of the pressure, and the same thing again. But I'm letting go of the pressure, but still covering the strings with my fingertips so they don't sound out, and then I'm dampening with my right hand in between, so slowly it looks like this. Then I'm going to shift down here. Now this note is important, this F note. I'm going to put some vibrato on this F note. And then what I'm going to do also is give it a little bit of a blues bend, just a little sassy. And that's an important element in the blues. It technically what we're doing, theoretically, is playing the minor third and sort of insinuating the major third, but it sounds like it gives it some attitude. So it sounds like, if I go, I'll do it very slowly. So when the chords kick in, we can play it with power chords if we want to. It's like the easiest level. If you can't quite play the big bar chords yet, you could do this. I'm simply playing an E power chord form on the 10th fret, and going 10, 10, 8, 10. And then the riff is the same. Now what we're going to do though is we're going to invert this tail end of the riff, so it sounds like this. So instead of going, we're going to go. So it's an inversion of the melody, which is another little hook inside of the song to keep our attention. So that would sound like this. 4 times through this, which is the 1 chord in the blues, and we're playing in the key of D. It's like a D dominant. It's like a Mixolydian sound, but it sounds like this. I could have done that with the actual bar chord, which is this. It's an E7 form, all the way up to here, and bar your first finger. And now it looks like this. So that's an E7 basically on the 10th fret. And what's really important about this is to get this note to sound out. That's the 7th of the chord. Without that note, it doesn't sound dominant. So that's going to sound like this. If you play all those notes together, it's going to have even a more authentic blues kind of sound. It sounds like this. Now, if I decide to do it the way that was done on the record, another step further, we're going to hybrid pick. Picking fingers together. It also saves gas. No, I'm just kidding. But if we do this, it's like a jazz voicing. Looks like a Wes Montgomery kind of chord. String 6, string 4, string 3. So if I play that and do the Elmer Fudd thing, now up here I'm still treating this note just like this F note with some vibrato, and that little bit of a blues bend. So we go. That gives it some pizzazz. So we're doing this first D chord pattern for 4 times. After we do that, we're going to go to the G chord next, which is the 4 chord of D, D, E, F sharp, G, and it's an A bar chord form. Do that twice. But now our response is going to be down low, not up high. So again, there's a bit of an inversion going on, some melodic interest happening. Do this twice. It's the exact same thing we did here, but it's a perfect 4th higher, which happens like so often in music. I don't even know how to explain it. If there's 60 million songs in the world, there's probably 5 million songs that do this. Play a 4th higher for the second riff of the song. So we do this 4 times through D, twice through G, and twice through D. Now we're going to go to the 5 chord, which is an A of the blues, D, E, F, G, A. We're playing an E bar chord form. Low E string, A string, D string. Little power chord. We're going to go bang down. This is an A power chord form on the 3rd fret, which is a C, to an E power chord form on the 3rd fret, which is a G, and just 3 strings. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom. 3 times. And then we're going to go to the A chord, which is the 5 chord, and we're going to do 2 measures of doom digga doom digga doom digga doom digga doom digga doom digga doom, kind of a gallop. And it's going to repeat itself. So what's happening here harmonically on this part, on sort of the extended turnaround, the 5 chord, the C it's a kind of a Mixolydian sound because we're playing D. C is the 7 chord of D, the flat 7, so the Mixolydian scale is that note, so that's why that's working. If you're wondering how those chords can tie into this 1-4-5 blues of the 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord, standard blues song, the C note is the flat 7 of D, so it kind of ties in nicely to this progression. Again, this happens all the time. It's sort of a way around the harmony to make it work as a cycle. So it's an extended blues. It's 24 measures, not 12 measures, but it still has the format of a 12-bar blues, but sort of taken out twice as long, if that makes sense. So that's the song. So let's talk about what tone that Eric Clapton was using to get this. It's called the woman tone. I have my bridge pickup on, but I've got this tone knob turned down to like 2.5, and it gives it this nice sweet singing sound, creamy sound, if you will, and that's why it sounds so smooth. Now if I turn this all the way up to its standard sound, it's going to sound completely different. Now that sounds like your regular rock sound. But if I turn this all the way back down here to about 2.5, now I have this. And I can season to taste That's a little too dark. Still a little too dark. You can really hear it coming out on these notes. So put on the recording and then sort of blend that volume knob back and forth until you find where Eric Clapton was sitting with that tone on this song. And I'm using this Paul Reed Smith for this because it's a Gibson style guitar, a mahogany body guitar. It's the closest thing I have to the SG that Clapton was playing back in the 60s. In my family of guitars kind of concept, the Les Paul is really important, which is the whole solid body Gibson sound, to give it that sort of honkiness that the song has. Okay, so that was Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions or guitar-related things you'd like to discuss, any topics or songs you'd like me to cover on the channel. Also, if you've not hit that subscribe button, please do so, and I can't wait to see you at the next lesson.